does love whisper in the flowers? Surely we, children of this world, could not love by our own power. What is joy? Is it just a dream? Or does joy laugh in every stream? Are the clouds mindless after all? Or is joy all nature's theme? God is dead, so men say. Can't they see all life's his play? Not a church binds him as its own, not a creed makes him fully known. Foolish we, if we limit him. Every atom is his throne. What is love? Is it only ours? Or does love whispers? Surely we, children of this world, would not love by our own powers. What is love? Is how shall I love thee, Lord my God, with every book, Affirmations for Self-Healing by Swami Kriyananda. Man struggles all his life to ensure his property against loss and his health against the devastation of disease. He rests his faith in outward measures and sees not that such faith is like asking a wave not to move. Security is his alone, whose faith rests in the Lord. Most practical of men is he who offers thee is thy responsibility, Lord. This does not mean we should not be conscientious, but after doing our very best, we should leave the worrying to God. Live in the fortress of God's inner presence. presence.
Rays of the one light, week 7. The law is perfected in love. Truth is one and eternal. Realize oneness with it in your deathless self within. The following commentary is based on the teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda. In the given by Moses, but grace and truth came by Jesus Christ. Grace means the power to rise spiritually. Truth means the experience of divine realities, not the application in the outer world of that inner experience. Divine love is the soul's experience of oneness with God. Of that love. Grace is deeper than mere kindness. Wisdom is divine experience. Justice to all is a human law, though divinely inspired. It follows as a consequence of the experience of wisdom. Truth goes deeper than mere justice. While following the law, we should strive always to trace it back to its origins in the vision of God. Therefore, Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita urges the devotee not to be satisfied with spiritual precepts alone, but to go beyond them to the direct inner experience of truth. In the 18th chapter of that great scripture, he says, "Nay, but once more take my last word, my utmost meaning have. Precious thou art to me, right well beloved. Listen, I tell thee for thy comfort this. Give me thy heart, adore me, serve me, cling in faith and love and reverence to me. So shalt thou come to me, I promise true, for thou art sweet to me. And let go those rights and writ duties. Fly to me alone. Make me thy single refuge. I will free thy soul from all its sins. Be of good cheer." Thus, through Holy Scripture, God has spoken to mankind.
Oh,
Oh.
oh, Now we'll have the Whispers from Eternity reading.
Actually, today you wanted me to read, this is a poem from volume 1 of the Precepta Lessons written by Yogananda. The Candle of Peace. Take the bowl of my mind and fill it with thine understanding. Take my bottle of emotion and fill it with thy mercy. Take the empty basket of my soul and fill it with thy fragrant wisdom. Use my life's vessel to dip cupfuls of thy love and pour them into the desire-parched throats of others. Break the walls of my love and flood me with thine omnipresence. 'Tis the streak of love's dawn peeping through the little opening fissure of my heart, which bespeaks of the sunlight of thy love, spreading over the dark dungeon of my indifference. The darkness of my love is lit by the gentle luminosity of thy love. The empty hall of my soul is illumined by the light of thy spirit. Thou art the life behind my body, the intelligence behind my mind, the love behind my feeling, the wisdom behind my ignorance. Thy golden book, which lay age long hidden in me. Thy love has been the invisible candle of peace, dispelling my darkness and showing me thy secret messages written on the pages of all hearts. I read that little last bit again. Thy golden book, which lay age long hidden in me. Thy love has been the invisible candle of peace, dispelling my darkness and showing me thy secret message written on the pages of all hearts.
I just want to say a few words based on this topic today. The law is fulfilled through love. We all were raised in the Judaic Christian tradition, and we understand the laws of Moses, and those laws are important because in the yogic tradition, the 10 Commandments are represented as the yamas and niyamas, the do's and the don'ts of the spiritual path. But once we have grown in understanding of thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not do this, and so forth, once we get a point of being strong in the yamas and niyamas, as we progress spiritually, we have to practice the Eightfold Path of Patanjali, which is essentially looking at energy, pranayama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, concentration, dhyana, meditation, and samadhi. So the law that someday we're looking at the current administration, they're talking about placing that law, the 10 Commandments, in the classrooms. But it's not enough just to post it on the wall. We have to open ourselves up to the divine love of the universe. We're living in very interesting times. That's the axiom of the ancient Taoist, the Buddhist traditions for China. May you be born in interesting times. And these times that we're living in will be a great blessing for us. Paramahansa Yogananda said, every test, every situation should be looked at as neutral. See it as an opportunity for you to grow in love and understanding. Recently, last weekend, we were in Los Angeles, Chandra and I, and we were with our Ananda choir, small group of about 20 people, singing in the wildfire area of Los Angeles outside of Pasadena, Altadena. The lake shrine, which is in Pacific Palisades, is on the other side of town. Everything was burned up in Pacific Palisades except for the lake shrine. It was a great blessing. But we went down last week to Altadena and we sang. Thousands of people, burned up cars, burned up. How can we look at something in that context as being positive? It's very, very difficult. But as Yogananda said, every situation is neutral. It's whether we can color it in a positive or a negative way. We have the choice to choose. On the spiritual path, it's our duty to try to lift our consciousness up in any given situation. Here at Ananda Village, in 1976, the year before I came, burned to the ground, became ashes. A wildfire swept through here and destroyed everything, except for a few places. And our spiritual director, John Novak Jyotish, Kalidasa, and they came together, and Jyotish made a very wry and comical comment, looking at the ashes of their home smoldering. And he said, well, we won't have to worry about despair and depression. Is our opportunity to grow spiritually. It won't be easy. We're moving in times that will not be easy. But if we have the right attitude of seeing God testing us in our resilience to be devotees, of cultivating our love for God. Swami Kriyananda was it building Ananda, and he built the temple at the meditation retreat, and a fire came and burned down the temple. And my friend Satya was up there at the time. He's no longer in his body physically. But Satya told me the story. He and Swamiji met right outside the area where the temple was burning in flames. and they looked at each other. Wow, isn't that beautiful? And then Swamiji was singing a song. He went into a local grocery store, and the person said, "You just lost your temple and you're singing?" And Swamiji said, "Well, I didn't lose my voice." That's the attitude that we need to cultivate, and we're going to be tested in it. I mean, these are, as Confucius says, these are, may you be born in interesting times. This whole reading that we did on security today for the affirmation was very powerful. And I was thinking, if my social security is completely taken away, what would I do, Lord? I would have to embrace you completely, because at that point, there would be no more income stream. And that's the test of the devotee. If we can see God manifesting in every situation of our lives, and being 10 songs, thousands of people coming for free giveaways in this parking lot of the grocer's outlet. And the grocer's outlet itself was burned out houses, burned out cars. And you're thinking, what's going to happen? What's going on? Everyone is here for a reason, and that is to grow in understanding of spiritual development. We're here to learn lessons, and our greatest lesson is to love the Lord thy God with all thy mind, with all thy soul, and with all thy strength. As Jesus said, to love your God and to love your neighbor as yourself. Reach out and touch anyone who's in despair. Try to help. And so we were singing. Joe, Tish, and Davey said, we have to go down. We have to send someone down to Los Angeles. And just sing. And we sang Swamiji's music. We sang this song that was, it's a very powerful song. Brave people. And I'll just sing this one phrase of it. Brave were the people who lived in these hills. Brave the great warriors who confronted the fire to defend what is holy, to defend what is true, our loyalty bestowed. Now is the time for spiritual warriors. Swamiji, one of the lessons or the axioms that I learned from Swami Kriyananda, I came to Ananda when I was 24 years old. Now I'm 72. And Swami would often say, every night we should build a bonfire and toss all of our attachments, all of our desires into this mental bonfire and try to see that everything that you are, that you've defined yourself, is being burned up and purified. That is the way for true freedom. He would offer the community the dharma that Paramahansa Yogananda gave to him to build Ananda. And one day he was walking through and he was thinking, oh, I did all of this. All these people came here because of me. And he thought, that's not a good way to think. Let me offer up that thought of ego, of and I did that, as it says in the Gita. You did it through me, Lord. You are the only one. Saint Teresa of Avila was a great Roman Catholic Christian saint, and she was starting monasteries all over Spain. And she was going to start a monastery, and it was pouring rain. It was just flooding and so forth. And she was crossing a stream during this flood and got herself up. She just relaxed and offered herself up into the flow of the river. And she found herself on the other side of the bank, and Jesus was there and appeared to her. And she said, oh Lord, why do you treat me? Why do you treat me in such a way? I almost drowned. And Jesus' response was, Teresa, I treat all my friends this way. And I see you as a friend. Lord, that's why you have so few. And she could have that sense of humor even in the midst of her drowning. It's talked about in the Indian scriptures that a drowning man must love God to the point where that breath that he's seeking to survive the drowning is the same love that should dwell in our own hearts. This is our journey, folks. No one can pass your tests for you. We call ourselves the fellowship of self-realization. This is a fellowship to inspire one another to walk this path. It's a very personal and individual path. Everyone has their karma to play out. What did Jesus say? Pick up your cross and follow me. And that's the journey of life. Everyone is on their journey, whether you're a Jew, Hindu, Buddhist, Christian, there are 8 billion people on this planet, our own true religion that dwells in our hearts. Master Paramahansa Yogananda, our line of gurus, came to help us along the way. One disciple said to Yogananda, but you can do these things because you're a master. And Yogananda's response was, what do you think made me become a master? It's by doing, by actively serving, by actively creating, manifesting, being ever new in everything that we do. In every moment of every day, we have an opportunity to grow in that manifestation of service, the attitude of service for God. That's the greatest gifts that the gurus have given us. But we have to do it ourselves. That's the journey. What will come? Master said talked about terrible cataclysms. He talked about third world wars. May we be used as a channel of service in whatever we do in our lives, to our loved ones at home, to our wives, our children, sending out prayer and blessings to the people in need. What can we do when there's war and wildfires and hurricanes and earthquakes? What can we do? Padre Pio, the great mystic, Christian Roman Catholic saint, he predicted 3 days and 3 nights of darkness. He said half the planet would go into transition. So what? If we transition with the thought of God on our lips, thou art the only one, my Lord, my God, my all. You are the only one. And that's the path of Ananda, is for us to cultivate that natural love of the heart through chanting, through prayer, through meditation. And one day, even if we transition, we'll wake up on the other side and see, wow, I had a good life. I learned how to meditate in this life. I learned how to pray effectively. I was there helping people in the time of need. And that's our dharma as spiritual warriors, to be instruments of love in this world. And it might be just singing at the grocery store in the line where people are depressed at the prices. You're looking at the price, the inflation's off the charts. We see what's going on. We are all in a state of panic. Chaos is reigning in America. How do we respond to that chaos? We need to draw on the power of God within us, that power which is, as Yogananda said, ever conscious, ever existing, ever new joy. May that joy be manifest within your life during these trying times. And may God's love bless you during this day and always. Bless you on your journey. We'll hold our another song. This is a song